Finally, the franchise has come back to iTunes.
Yeah, were we gone for a while?
If you can smell what the franchise is cooking.
Got it.
I'd like to say hello to the millions and millions of the franchise's fans out there. Today we're covering Fast 5 and Fast and Furious 6.
Yes, sir.
That's right. It's me, your boy, the D-Train, Daniel Ehrenberg.
And your other boy, H-Pap, on the GSP South. Welcome to episode 68.
Boom. Ooh, only one more till 69. We should have covered Hard Bodies on episode 69.
Very poor planning.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump right into it. Henry?
Yeah.
I want to say something.
You go for it.
I'd like to announce that I'm all in on the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah, well, 5 and 6 do it, my friend. I'm with you.
These
I'm
are
with you.
unimpeachably great movies.
They are solid. Solid.
I'm excited to talk about them. I might be seeing Fast 9 in theaters when it comes out. That's how into this franchise I am.
Well, that's an interesting point, because I don't even know if I would do that. But at this point, having invested so much time and gone on this journey and having the rare experience of have this franchise get better and better, it does lead one to believe that it might be worth seeing the 9th installment, right?
I think so. If 7 and 8 are anywhere even close to 5 and 6,
yeah,
I'm fucking down.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that after 3 and 4.
Me neither. I liked 4 a lot. You remember.
Right. Yeah.
But, man, 5 and 6, and I will say 5 in particular.
I actually would say 6
6 in particular. Very interesting. I loved them both. I'll be looking forward to sussing these out with you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
They were, we're going to get into it. They've switched gears, no pun intended. And
they've really pressed the NOS down on these babies.
Yeah, that's correct. And we'll get into this too. I'm curious as to, that made viewers like us happy. I wonder if it made the car aficionados happy, or were they a little disappointed?
I can't answer that. I do feel like they are moving past the car aficionados to mainstream audiences now. Let's call a spade here. Fast 5 and Fast 6, it's just Ocean's 11 with street thugs.
Exactly. That was my second note.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't write street thugs, but I wrote like Ocean's 11 with dunderheads.
They're not even thugs. They're like street toughs. And they're not even toughs anymore. They're like superheroes, the kind of shit they're doing in these movies.
Yeah. Oh, my actual first note was purred.
Yeah, that's my first note. Yeah, purred happily from Parks and Rec. You heard with purred. That anytime they said you heard with purred on Parks and Recreation, I laughed out loud.
Oh, me too.
It never got tired for me.
And there's something about that actor. What's his name?
I don't fucking know, but his gormless face. I
love it. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, his face is just irreplaceable.
Yeah.
You heard with purred.
All right, let's start it up. Let's rev up those engines.
Rev up the engines. God, yeah, the metaphors are going to tumble in.
They're going to fly fast and furious.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Over bridges, yeah. Go ahead.
Fast 5. Justin Lin is back in the driver's seat. Am I right? And yes, Chris Morgan is back to write, as he will be for every one of these things.
Thank God.
I know, this guy, thank God.
I want him to adapt everything.
Thank the heavens for Chris Morgan. They should give. This guy knows how to repair a franchise. Give everything to him.
Repair.
Listen. They want to do a new fucking Terminator movie with Linda Hamilton. I don't give a shit. Get Chris Morgan to write it. Maybe I'm down.
I totally agree. You want to reboot Spider-Man for the 9th time? Get Chris Morgan to write it.
No, but I'm talking about stuff that's actually happening. Did you hear Linda Hamilton's coming back to the Terminator franchise?
No, but
Yeah.
I assumed you were right. Wow,
Yeah,
really?
that was announced this week, as well as Jamie Lee Curtis returning to the Halloween franchise, even though she died in Halloween 8.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a problem for Chris Morgan. People dying and coming back.
No, no way.
Yeah.
Listen. Letty is dead in the 4th one. She comes back in that 6th one. I was all ready to call bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm in.
I agree.
He made me a believer of an amnesia subplot.
This fucking Chris Morgan. Oh, good point. The amnesia subplot, and it's done so well that you don't even care. This fucking Chris Morgan could rewrite Quint into a Jaws franchise, like the one that got eaten by the shark, and I would believe it. I'd be like, oh well, he survived that shark. That's what happened. Yeah.
I'm telling you, this Chris Morgan, he could
Keep going.
He could write a new Indiana Jones movie with the Shia LaBeouf character Mutt in the lead, and I'm in.
Yep. Yeah, totally. He could write Basic Instinct 3 with Sharon Stone at 70.
Yeah,
And
yeah. This time she's pronouncing it Nick Kuran, and
Right.
and I'm into it.
I'm totally down for Nick Al Qaeda. Yeah. Yep.
All right, Fast Five.
Fast Five.
It was released April 29th, 2011. Only 2 years from the previous one.
Yeah, man. They make these Fast and Furious is Fast and Furious.
I know, but I always say the 3-year window. That's the
I
magic
know.
window. But they can knock these babies out.
Yeah, no, these guys work on a fast track. Yeah.
It's true. They're
They're
work
in the
faster.
they're in the passing lane.
Yeah. A budget of $125 million, highest in the series so far. Henry, no problem. Box office of 626.1.
Woo!
All right? It's one of the top 10 films of 2011, a year I don't believe we've covered.
We certainly did not do our top 10 lists. Yeah, I don't know if we've ever covered it with anything in the show.
We must have. I
but-
wrote down the top 10 box office. It's very interesting.
Oh, that we didn't do. Sure, you're right.
Let's do it. 10 movies on this list, Henry. All 10 franchise pictures.
Oh my god.
All right, we're in the era of the franchise. Let's do it. Can you call some of these babies out?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
All right.
Just think of big franchises in 2011.
I'm gonna go at some point in no order in the top 10. Thor,
Thor is number 10.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
Didn't make the top 10.
Ooh.
This is 2011, remember. The Marvel Universe has not been around that long. It's not quite as overpowering as it is now.
Right, but those were the two that year.
Correct.
I don't think there were any more. There were no Batmans that year, nor any other DC things.
No, Thor at number 10 is the highest placing comic book movie.
I might have a tough time then. But if they're all franchises, the only thing I got that I can guess, but I know it can't be in the top 10. The girl with the dragon tattoo?
No.
All right, you got to help me out then. Go for it.
Number 9 is part 2, and they've only made 2. It's got a British director, and one of the main Marvel heroes is the star of it. I didn't know this was as big a hit as it was.
Well, which Marvel hero?
Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr. was in a blockbuster 2000. Oh, Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows.
I didn't see any of those.
I saw the first one. It wasn't so hot, so I didn't see the second one.
Yeah.
Number 8, part 2 of an animated franchise that just released a new one this year.
Despicable Me.
Cars 2.
Okay.
Number 7, the fourth part. All right, of a franchise that's been going on since the 90s.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is tough, man.
I'm telling you. But they're all big movies.
I don't know. What?
Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Number 6, we have Fast 5.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's where Fast 5 fits in.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, a big franchise. This was the fourth part. I think they've done 5 now. I think the 5th one came out this year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen one since the first one, but some people love them.
Have I seen any of them?
I think you probably saw at least the first one.
Give me something else. I want to get this one.
It's a Disney franchise. Live action.
2011. Live action Disney. I don't know, man. I need a little more. I need an actor or something.
No, man, it's going to give it away. It's Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I actually did just see the first one.
Yeah. Number 4, the second part of a 3-part comedy franchise.
Hangover?
That's right. The Hangover Part 2.
Okay.
Man, those movies were big.
Yeah.
Number 3, the fourth part in a 5-part franchise. The teens loved it. I saw all of them.
2011. Well, that ain't the Hunger Games yet. We're not there yet. The Divergent shit hadn't come out yet. Twilight.
That's it. Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Nice.
Number 2, sort of a comic book franchise. There was once a comic book. There was an animated series, some toys. It's a franchise that's still going today. This was Part 3.
Because I was going to say Kick-Ass 2, but or Kick-Ass.
I believe there's 5 of them now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't know.
With more in the works. This was Transformers: The Dark of the Moon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And number 1, probably the biggest franchise of the 2000s. This was the 8th and final, though there have been spin-off since then.
Was it an X-Men?
No. I told you, no comic book. It's
Right.
Based on a novel.
Don't know.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 came in at number 1 for 2011.
I got to tell you, the irony of me not getting any of that is glaring and hilarious.
What, that you host a podcast about franchise films? Yeah.
And usually I do pretty well on everything else. But
Yeah.
the one year that it's been all franchises, I failed miserably.
All right, and let's get in there. Our top 10 of 2011.
Okay, let's do it, folks. You haven't heard it. We both had to redo our lists, so these are relatively new. But mine, I noticed.
Oh, Henry breaking up here. He's falling into the Matrix.
Number 10, Midnight in Paris.
Ooh, look at that. A modern Woody Allen film on your list.
Yeah, not going to happen again.
Yeah,
Maybe it will.
It didn't quite make my list. It's close.
Okay, wow.
My number 10 is Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene.
Yeah, that was great. That's the one that didn't get on there because I saw subsequent films in the years ensuing. Yes. Number 9, A Separation.
Oh, that should be on my list. Fuck. All right, I can't change it now. All right.
Well, I have 3 honorable mentions, so you can add that later.
Mine, but it should be on my list. It should be in the top 10. My number 9 is Young Adult.
Great movie. Not on my list.
Mm.
Number 8 for me, Another Earth.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, I love Britt Marling.
I know you do. You watched that OA on Netflix?
I did.
Yeah. Someone's got a crush.
It's good for the first half.
Okay. My number 8 is Moneyball.
Great movie. My number 7, I know this wasn't on my list, but it grew on me over time, The Ides of March.
Oh, I liked The Ides of March. I thought it was somewhat underrated at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 7 is Attack the Block.
I didn't like that.
I know you didn't. Featuring Star Wars phenom John Boyega.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Number 6, Moneyball.
All right, Moneyball. My number 6, Henry. Scream 4.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
My honorable mentions are better. Oh, boy. All right. Well, you kind of had to, I guess.
Yeah.
I get it. That's your Black Rain.
I fucking love Scream 4, man. If you haven't, check out our Scream 4 coverage.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm very happy with my top 5. I did a little switching, I think. My number 5, 2011, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Oh, the David Fincher version?
Yep.
Okay. My number 5 is Shame.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4, and this dropped a few, is The Tree of Life.
Terrence Malick. Did it drop because his next few films were so bad?
No, I honestly, I swear to God, not. I believe it was my number 1. It's because I just got to rethink. Nothing changed in my top 5 of the choices, just the order. I just got to rethink the order, and I was a little more rational, I think. Yes.
Okay.
Number 4 for you.
My number 4 is Drive.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 is Melancholia.
A fine film. My number 3 is The Tree of Life.
Aha. My number 2 is Shame.
My number 2 is... I don't think this made your list. This is a shame.
What?
Number 2 for me is Kenneth Lonergan's Margaret.
It's an honorable mention.
Oh, bullshit. Number 2 movie of the year.
It's a great movie. It's great. Yeah. And my number 1 movie of 2011, and it's number 1. I've watched it so many times, and I need to give it its due because it's fucking
It's
great.
going to be Drive.
Yep,
Mhm.
Drive.
Great movie. My number 1 is the aforementioned Melancholia.
Yeah, superb. My honorable mentions were Margaret, Take Shelter, and Warrior.
Okay, I had on mine Midnight in Paris, Your Sister's Sister, and Contagion.
Oh, yeah. Contagion was good.
Yeah.
I thought Your Sister's Sister was 2012.
I thought so,
really
too. That's partly why I didn't include it. I couldn't figure out what year it was.
Yeah, because I think we mentioned it when we did 2012. But anyway, whatever. Okay.
All right,
Good-
Fast
good-
Five.
no,
Fast
good year.
Five. It is a good year. Okay, Fast Five. Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what to say.
Well, the subtitles were a hilarious indication. That was my third note. That anytime there's subtitles in the movie, they are slid in to the screen very fast.
That started with the fourth one. I almost talked about it last week.
Oh, did it? I
Yep.
don't remember it.
Yeah,
Okay.
anytime there's subtitles, they sort of zoom off the screen.
Maybe there were less subtitles in the fourth one, so I didn't notice it as much.
Maybe, but there were some because of the whole Braga shenanigans.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. All
But
right.
this whole movie takes place in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, they weren't happy about that in Rio when this came out.
Yeah, I know, because everyone in Rio de Janeiro in this movie is a drug dealer or an underground car racer, of
Yeah,
course, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they abscond to Rio after breaking Dom out of prison,
Yeah.
which is an amazing opening sequence, by the way.
Yeah, it is. So Brian has fully fledged, just said, fuck it, I'm not only going to quit the force, I'm going to aid and abet a felon. Yeah.
Well, listen, the Torettos finally like him.
Right.
So
took him 5 movies.
He's
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
This is what he wants. This is what he wants with his life. Not only that, but very early on in this movie, we find out that Mia is pregnant.
That's right.
With Brian's seed. The seed of Brian. And listen, after that, for the rest of this movie and the rest of Fast and Furious 6, Henry, Brian never frowns again.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because, listen, he's impregnated a Toretto.
Right.
This means he is a Toretto. Dom is his brother. This is all he ever wanted. So there's no more conflict left in his life. The stakes are so much higher in these movies than in the first three. I mean, the first four. And Brian is just happy as a pig in shit.
No more brooding Blondie.
No. He's just psyched to be there.
That's true. He smiles a lot.
Yeah.
And he's sort of a second banana in this movie and in 6.
Well, I would argue that Fast 5 is a real ensemble movie.
Yeah.
Which I found very enjoyable.
So did I.
And 6 is a Vin Diesel movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we're giving Vin the center stage.
Yeah. It's about time.
Dom
Toretto.
Yeah. Family. It's about family.
Honestly, they say family a little too much for my taste.
They say it 1,000 times.
Oh my God.
Family.
And they're not technically family, but
they are.
Well, 3 of them, 3 out of like 10 of them are family. But,
that's true. It's true. Like they're calling, like fucking whoever family. They like all of a sudden Tyrese is family. All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just met him. But,
Ludacris.
He's family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daniel
Gal Gadot.
Yeah. Daniel, you're family, man.
You're my family, Henry.
You're my family, dude. Yeah,
Henry.
Family.
Yeah. Family. That's part of my code.
It's part of the code. Man has to live by a code.
Man has to live by a code. I only start a podcast with family. So, who's staying in Rio that they go to see?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Who else is staying in Rio? Oh, boy. All right.
Someone is staying in Rio with his wife and his new baby.
Oh, yeah. Your least favorite character from the first movie, Vince.
Yep, I like him now. All right. Vince. He's got his new baby named Nico, somewhat named after Dom.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. I was thinking Nico Icon, but yeah.
What, like Nico from the Velvet Underground?
Yeah, because Vince probably listens to a lot of Velvet Underground.
I have to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vince is a calmer person in this movie, even though he still hates Brian.
Right.
So he lets them stay with him in Rio. And he is planning a train heist.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
A minor heist.
Just a minor train heist. Dom and Brian agreed to be a part of it, as well as Mia, I think.
Yes.
And they do this train heist, and it's like a spy movie all of a sudden, complete with spy music.
And yeah. Brian Tyler's back, so the score is, still the scores in these movies are still not great, but they're serviceable. They're not terrible. They're just what they are. They are at the disposal of the movie.
Yeah, he's better than BT.
Fucking A. Yeah.
Yeah.
That jingle that I commissioned from that guy for AFI, that's a better, writer than BT.
I thought you wrote the AFI theme.
No, I kind of lied. I got that from a private commission.
I knew it because it was too good.
Yeah.
It's way better than the theme song.
Yeah.
Can I hear it real quick?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta pay royalties to this motherfucker every time we do it, but
Well,
that's okay.
I want to hear it.
All right, all right, all right. AFI.
There it is. Love it. Love
Yeah.
everything about it.
Yep.
Mm.
It was like three grand to pay for that.
$1,000 for each note.
Yeah, and there's a couple different versions, as you know. I got that other version where it kind of does like a coloratura thing, so it's really like 5 notes.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, well, I thought we should have quality, so
That's true.
I hired an outside source.
Okay, so the best part of this movie happens during the train heist.
That train heist is amazing.
It's awesome.
It really is. I mean, I don't know what to say.
But the best part of it, Henry,
Yeah.
is Dom driving alongside this train. Brian jumps off the train into Dom's car.
Yeah.
They're driving straight for a bridge, but they can't get on the bridge because the train goes on the bridge.
Right.
So Dom just drives full speed off
Yeah.
a cliff,
Yeah.
and they hop out in midair
Yeah.
so far from the water.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Justin Lin nails this. The fucking weightlessness in this scene. I was like holding my breath.
Yeah.
And it must have been unbelievable on the big screen, honestly. I don't say that often.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think you've ever said
But
that.
I'm just watching this shit on my laptop, and I'm still like, oh, guys.
Oh, you watched it on your laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That kind of sucks. I didn't know that.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's great. It was funny too because it made I was thinking of I don't know why this popped into my head, but that's the greatness of these of that shot and these movies is I'm thinking, isn't it interesting when people jump off bridges to commit suicide? There are so many people that commit suicide. You know, not to get a little dark, but I'm going to.
Go ahead. Talk about suicide some more in our Fast Five coverage.
Sure. I don't think you'd survive that jump, at least without breaking a leg.
No. But what you're not taking into consideration is that Dom and Brian are immortal super beings.
I forgot about that. That they have NOS running through their system in their bloodstream. So it's sort of like they're got the Captain America serum, the super soldier serum going on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
they're indestructible at this point. Fast and Furious has really taken like a Die Hard approach where like each successive movie they've gotten less mortal.
Yeah, it's true. Like in the first Die Hard, when McClane gets hurt, he is in pain the entire movie. Like he's bleeding and broken, and then as they go on, he's just totally fine.
Yeah, I mean the fucking fourth one when he's like walking around on an airplane or whatever, or like the fifth one, doesn't he like fall out of a skyscraper in the fifth one?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his fucking boring son.
Oh yeah, that was fun to cover him, Jai Courtney.
Thank you for pronouncing it correctly.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Who was he in Suicide Squad?
Oh, what is he? He's either Captain Boomerang.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Suicide Squad. What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to another Suicide Squad movie just so we can fucking cover that shitty movie.
Well, we were going to have to sort of do it anyway because Batman's in it. But, you're right.
We don't need to cover that in the Batman franchise. Or do we? Because Joker's in it and shit?
Well, we don't have to, but you said at the time, well, I guess we can cover. I think you really wanted to cover it, so you said, well, and I told you hadn't seen it, and I said, well,
that's why I wanted to cover it because I hadn't seen it.
Oh, okay.
Now I've seen it. I never want to see it again.
It has a following.
I know. Following it dummies.
Yeah, it's funny, man. That movie's popular with some people.
I find that drug addicts like it a lot. In my travels in the recovery community.
Oh yeah, is
Yeah.
it like because of Harley Quinn's like
Yeah,
outfits
I
and
think
shit?
female drug addicts like to think they are Harley Quinn.
I think you might be right. I think that's a very accurate portrayal. Not portrayal, accurate summation.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. So what else we got in this movie? There are some nice talky scenes.
Yeah.
What was your favorite talky talk scene?
Oh boy, I don't know, man. I mean, probably any scene with The Rock and Vin Diesel.
Oh, well, I haven't even gotten to The Rock yet, but
Well, you better.
I do like the scenes with The Rock and Vin Diesel. There's a healthy respect between them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Rock is introduced in this movie. He plays a character named Hobbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke Hobbs.
I don't love the name. This is a movie. They've done really well with names. Everyone has a cool name except for Brian.
Right.
But Hobbs, I don't know. It just makes me think of Calvin and Hobbes, I guess.
Yeah, or Roy Hobbs from The Natural.
Oh, listen to you.
Well, the other thing though that they did do well, I thought, with the movies was they were like subtly ethnic. Like they never mentioned the ethnicities of the people, but you got Dom Toretto, who's Italian.
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
O'Connor, who's Irish, and it's kind of cool. They never mention it, but they didn't. And not everyone's just fucking Smith and Jackson and
No,
Jones.
it's true. Letty is something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Well, it's a
something.
very multiracial film.
Yeah. Yeah. They are.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I mean, other than Paul Walker, who's like an Irish guy, are there any other white people?
Just the No, I was just gonna say just the villains, but if not really, unless you count Cole Hauser playing.
No, Cole Hauser is not playing a white man.
Right. So really, you're right. O'Connor is the great white hope. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
I
it's
gotta
not
tell
shoved
you,
down your throat either in the name of diversity. It's just sort of naturally that way. And
Very
honestly, it might be partly why the movies are so successful.
That's true. They appeal to a vast array of demographics.
That's right.
And I was going to just mention, because I know you're probably going to have a lot to say about The Rock. I'll just say right away, I was a little worried because I have no problem with The Rock. I think he seems like a nice guy. He seems like a funny guy. My earliest, because I was way out of wrestling by the time he was popular. You were probably super into it when he was a wrestler.
Oh my God! The Rock
Right.
was my favorite.
So I remember, you'll laugh at this. I remember in 2000 that really my first exposure to this guy was
Mummy Returns.
No.
Okay.
Before that, when he hosted Saturday Night Live, the only reason I cared was because it was the first and only appearance of AC/DC on Saturday Night
Holy
Live.
shit!
Yep.
That's crazy.
And it was in 2000, and I taped it on VHS because I was out that night. And when I watched it, it was so great. And The Rock, I just remember when he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, AC/DC," and they played Stiff Upper Lip.
Of
and
course
it was
they did. It's 2000.
And it was awesome. And so it was just really cool. So in terms of his movies, I'm looking at him now, and I looked at him before, and I haven't seen him in anything.
What are you even discussing right now?
I haven't seen him in anything. Nothing.
You didn't see San Andreas?
Nope.
Henry, you gotta see San Andreas.
That's your type of thing.
No, it's great.
I didn't even see Southland Tales, which was this big critic darling. for a
No,
while.
it wasn't. That was a critic mess.
I thought it was hailed as like I remember when it came out. Everyone was saying how great it was.
No, that is bullshit. No, it was the guy's follow-up to Donnie Darko, and it was a total mess.
But all right, I seem to remember Time Out liking it or something like that. I don't
Maybe,
know.
but I mean, it's not a widely hailed film.
Okay, well, I never saw this guy in anything, and still haven't, except for these movies.
Wait.
So
Seriously?
I'm looking at it. Not one thing did I see him in.
The Rock?
The Rock.
All right, hang on. I'm looking him up now.
Yeah. Good luck.
So Fast
Nothing.
and Furious is the first thing you ever saw him in?
Yeah, and I didn't really realize it either. But well, I guess if you count Beyond the Mat, I mean,
Yeah, he pops up in that. He's not like a main guy in that though.
no, no.
Pain and I made you watch Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain. Oh yeah, I rented that.
The Michael Bay movie.
That was it.
And
yeah.
he's incredible in that. Did you see the
not a
other
good
guys?
movie. No.
I'll have you know that Pain and Gain is in my honorable mentions for 2013 when we get to it.
Not a fan.
Listen, all right. Let
Yeah.
me give you my take on The Rock.
Go for it.
Oh, and I've told you to watch Walking Tall. That's a good movie.
yeah. All right. Go ahead.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson,
Mhm.
is the world's greatest person.
Okay.
He's nice. He's smart. He's funny. He's good looking. He's built like a brick house. He's an incredible wrestler. He's a genuinely good actor. He, when he goes back to wrestling, it's not like it's too big for his britches. He still has a lot of affection for it.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the best in the ring, one of the best on the fucking mic. The guy knows how to promote himself. I got nothing wrong with this guy.
All right. Well, I don't either because I had nothing to base it on really, and he's fucking great in these movies. And like I said, I only knew him as a personality, and I always thought he was cool. So there you go.
Frankly, my biggest worry about The Rock entering the Fast and Furious franchise, Henry, is that he's so charismatic and awesome. I thought he would drive Vin Diesel and Paul Walker right off the screen.
Right.
But The Rock learned the art of being in an ensemble from wrestling. And in wrestling, you have to sell stuff. So if the Rock is fighting Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock can't just run roughshod over Stone Cold Steve Austin. When Stone Cold hits him, The Rock has to make it look like it hurts.
That's true.
And so The Rock knows how to sell someone else's moves. So if anything, The Rock just makes Vin Diesel look better.
Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah. Well, he's very funny. He's got some great lines, and that's a great point. So you're saying that goes into his personality. That he didn't come into the movie thinking this is going to be my movie.
That's right. Like
many movie stars would have done, wrestlers included. Not the first wrestler we've covered.
Who's the first wrestler we covered?
Probably the first one was Jesse Ventura.
Oh, of course. Who else have we covered?
I don't know. I feel like, no, Sonny Landon wasn't a wrestler. I don't know. Maybe just Jesse Ventura?
Yeah, maybe. The Rock, Henry, I want to say he's the FBI guy in this movie. Well, but not even really. He's just like special forces.
He's DSS, Diplomatic Security Service, which I didn't know it was a thing.
There you go.
And I'm pretty good on that kind of stuff. I know, an amateurish amount of federal government stuff. I never heard of the DSS. So good for good for Chris Morgan for pulling that one out.
So The Rock is on their heels. He recruits a second in command named Elena.
Yeah.
Played by Elsa Pataki. And
yes, daughter of the former New York governor.
Is that true?
No.
I would have bought it.
Spelled differently, too. Yeah.
Oh, that's true. She's got a Y. He's got an I, huh?
Right.
All right, so The Rock, Hobbs, he's on their trail. His best line in the movie, IMO, in my opinion, is he says, and no matter what you do, don't ever let them get in a car. Yeah, because we know what good drivers they are.
Yeah, that is a good line, but he's got a lot, don't they in Rio, the cops try to advise him against taking her, and he's just like, why would you take her above all these other experienced, he's like, I like her smile.
Yep. He does.
Delivered perfectly, as he's walking, like there's no, You can just sense too. It's not like he turned to the director and go, "Look, this is a great line. Let me like kind of stop, pause, look at the guy." No, I'm just gonna say it while I'm walking.
Henry, what you don't ever have to say about The Rock is that he delivered something perfectly, because there's nothing that The Rock doesn't do perfectly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We have found The Rock's #1 fan, I think.
I love him.
Yeah, I think we have.
Okay, so meanwhile, Brian and Dom are talking about their dads. They're drinking beers.
No Coronas anymore.
No Coronas. Brian didn't really know his father, but Vin's father, every week after church, would have a barbecue. But only if you went to church.
Only if you went to church, and only if you were family.
That's right. But everyone in the neighborhood, it seems, was family.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're going to steal $100 million from a local drug dealer.
Yeah.
Who's in league with the police, and he keeps all his money in the police station vault.
Well, he doesn't at first until
right.
start, yeah.
They start setting his little money houses on fire.
Man, you start doing that, and he gonna put all his money somewhere else. Exactly.
Everything goes to plan all the time. I mean, this movie really is Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
It's the original. I mean, not the original, but the first Steven Soderbergh Ocean's 11, where it's like every time anything goes wrong in this movie, you later find out it was on purpose.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they recruit their Ocean's 11. There's a big recruitment sequence like in the Steven Soderbergh Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's Fast and Furious All-Stars, Henry. We talked about this with Hunger Games Catching Fire.
Right.
Where what it felt like to me was in reality shows like Survivor, where they do an all-star season. It's like, let's bring back all the most interesting people.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing here. It's just Fast and Furious All-Stars.
We get a better written version for Tyrese of Roman.
Well, yes. Okay, so Roman's back.
Everybody's
Pierce,
written better.
Everyone's better. Roman Pierce from Too Fast, Too Furious is back. Speaking of Too Fast, Too Furious, here's Tej, Ludacris.
Right.
All right. We got Han from Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
Okay. There's Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, from Fast and Furious.
Yep.
And those two rando Spanish guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who are played by, I think, Spanish DJs or something.
Well, Don Omar is one of them. He's a pretty big music sensation, I believe. I don't know about the other one.
I think he might have been involved in Despacito.
I think we sold his CDs.
Oh, yeah?
Omar. Yeah, I seem to recall him being in the Latin section. Yes.
You loved that section.
It was a great section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they set up like a fake track in their warehouse and shit. And whatever.
With a safe.
Right. Yes, they got to go fast. There's some drifting happening, which is kind of fun. And then they break into the police station using a remote control car with a camera to see what's going on in the vault.
Right.
It's the best remote control car sequence since Home Alone 3, I think.
I was just going to say that was one of the funnier things in the movie because it was very dated.
Yeah.
Like, like you would think they would have gotten something a little more recent, like some kind of high-tech spy.
Maybe a drone.
Right.
Yeah.
But nope. We're just going with like what I had when I was 9 years old.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's the whole movie. Is them?
Well, yeah. I mean, essentially, the only thing you're leaving out is that The Rock is after them, but then he sort of simultaneously is after the bad guy drug lord.
Right, and the bad guy drug lord is simultaneously after them as well. So it's this weird cat and mouse game between three sides.
Yes, which brings me to. Maybe prematurely, but who cares? The weakest link in the movie. It's not the first time this has been the weakest link in the movie, but it wasn't in the fourth one because it was a great villain in the fourth one. This is a bad villain.
Oh, the drug dealer.
Yeah, mainly the actor. He sucks.
I don't think the actor is that bad, but I thought the
He's a
character.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but it's and it's this. It's a similar problem. We'll get there with Fast and Furious 6 because
Yes.
there are so many characters in the movies now, and we're really doing our best to service them all, which I appreciate, but that leaves very little time to develop the villains.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, like, John Ortiz shows up for like 2 seconds in Fast and Furious 6, and he's like, because we got the development of him in the fourth one, he's more interesting than either of the villains in 5 and 6.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's John Ortiz.
And, I mean, The Rock is sort of acting as a nemesis in Fast 5, and so he's enough. Like, they're spending enough time on The Rock that we don't have any time to really develop this drug dealer character.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's true. He's like an anti-antagonist or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Love in the Air, also in this movie.
Yeah, I love that. You're speaking of Wonder Woman and Han.
I sure am.
I really like that a lot.
Their
That was,
flirtation is just lovely.
I was so happy with it too, because not for anything, but you don't really ever get to see an Asian guy get the love interest in a lot of these types of films.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, like they're always like the tech guy or something. And first of all,
we by the way talked about this in fucking Rush Hour 2 of all places, where we were pleased that Jackie Chan ended up with the lady instead of Chris Tucker.
That's right. And not only is that actor just have become one of my favorites. I just love this guy,
Sung Kang. He's amazing. I want to see him in everything.
So do I. And I don't know what the story is. He should be in more things. I guess obviously because there's not that many roles.
Well, they put him in Gang Related, which was the TV show created by Chris Morgan. But it only lasted like one season. So
okay.
I think it's a bummer. He should be in more stuff. I mean, you got this guy who's this likable as fuck Asian actor. I mean,
he's got a great presence. He's just really funny and calm and charming.
They should have made him Iron Fist.
Oh, wow. Yes. Great call. In fact, when I was watching Iron Fist, like the other 4 people who were watching it when it aired, thinking about who could have done this better, and it was just such a conundrum because that's the guy right there. That's him. He would have been perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Well,
I mean, I've always thought if you want a white Iron Fist, Bradley Cooper could be good. But
that's a good choice.
But he's not going to do a fucking Netflix TV show.
Well, no, and he's already Rocket Raccoon in that universe.
True. Good point. Yeah. So get Han.
Dude, write out Finn Jones. No one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
So Han and Gadot, they've got a lovely little tete-a-tete going, and at one point they need to get a handprint off of the drug dealer.
Great scene.
So Gal Gadot sheds her clothing and walks over to the drug dealer wearing a bikini.
Yeah.
And just pops a squat on this fella's lap. and he grabs her ass.
Obviously.
And so they get his handprint on her bikini bottoms.
Yep. Yep. And it's funny too because they were trying like all these plots and technical things to try to get the handprint, and she's just like fed up with it. She's like, "Oh fuck this! I'll just do what I know will get it."
Gal Gadot's great in this movie.
She is, man.
I'm getting more excited to see Wonder Woman after watching these Fast and Furious movies.
I bet you are. I remember before either of us saw Wonder Woman, and I interviewed Zack Snyder on this show, and he mentioned Gal Gadot, and I kind of made fun of her, and then you and me made fun of her post interview, and there's really nothing to make fun of. She's fine.
I remember Zack Snyder referred to her as just some Jew.
Yeah, he did.
Right. He must not have seen these Fast and Furious movies.
which is surprising because they seem like
Up his
you know what?
alley.
They seem up his alley, but then again, they are smart.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah. Maybe he'd be envious that he's not a part of it. That might be like, I could have fucking done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Henry, we
Yeah.
we get to the heist at the end of the movie. It's Vin Diesel and Brian driving side by side with this guy's vault attached to their cars from the back. It's fucking bonkers. They've got the cops after them. They've got The Rock. Well, actually, The Rock is working with them at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Because one of the Rock's whole team, except for Elena, was killed by the drug dealers guys.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wants revenge. So he's working with these fellas from Dom and Brian's side.
And doesn't Dom save his life?
Yeah, well, there's a healthy respect with them.
Right. He saves his life, and now The Rock is family.
He's family. I don't think he's family yet, but he's getting there.
He's getting there, man.
Yeah. So
That vault sequence, man.
It's unreal.
That was ingenious. Just the choreography of that. And I love how they're using the vault as like a what would you even call that? It's almost like a mace.
Yeah,
like
it's like I know they're
like
it's
a Braveheart
dragging
weapon.
behind the car,
Yeah.
but they're maneuvering their cars so the vault like knocks cars off the road and shit. It is baller. It's a battering ram.
Yes, yeah, it's great.
I love it, and this whole Diesel's just murdering cops in the sequence.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Well, and I thought about that. I thought about how many cops are pursuing them, how many die, and then I remembered. Well, it is more than implied, and that's one of the other funny parts of the movie. There isn't a single effort, nor is there a single indication that there is one single cop that is not crooked.
No, these cops are on the take.
Not one. Like there's not even the token, like in Daredevil, how he has to like find the good.
Right,
always
right.
in superhero movies, there's always the good. You got your Jim Gordon. No, not in this. Everyone's bad. So fuck it, they all die.
Yeah, but there is a casualty on the good side.
Yes.
Vince dies.
Yes, not even really given a proper death. You just see him essentially dying in the van from a gut shot.
Well, he dies in Diesel's arms.
Sort of.
In Diesel's substantive arms, I might say.
He dies in Diesel's guns.
Yeah, and so spoiler alert: at the end of the movie, they get the $100 million. They succeed. At the end of this movie, our whole cast is rich.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Because it turns out, going back to what you said, it turns out that when they give up the vault and let The Rock take it, The Rock says, the vault stays, but you guys get a 24-hour head start.
Yeah.
Well, the vault's empty because under a bridge, they switched the vault.
Yeah. Gal Gadot and Han do it.
Yep.
With the Spaniards.
That's right.
And so they get away with all the money. The Rock, it just, instead of being angry, he just sort of respects it. Because there's a healthy respect between them.
Healthy respect.
Yeah. And then Diesel sends Vince's share of the money to his wife and baby.
So they can get out of the slums of Rio de Janeiro.
Right. And what else is going on? We see Han and Gadot, they're together.
They end up together, which was my last note on the film. Han gets the girl.
Yep, Han gets the girl, and they're trying to decide where to go. Gadot says, I thought you wanted to go to Tokyo. And Han says, we'll get there eventually.
All of that is so sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know what's coming.
Yeah, he's gonna die as soon as
we
they
don't
get
know
to Tokyo.
when. Yeah, we don't know when, but he's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyrese, he's hanging out with like foreign sheiks and winning cars, and he's got like a sexy lady. You know, Tej, Ludacris, he's sort of like robbing from the rich, giving to the poor. So he opens up like a big garage in Miami.
The Spaniards are in Monaco gambling, and
Yeah.
we don't know if they win on roulette, but that was a funny thing that was clearly taken from Ocean's 11 with the Scott Conn Casey Affleck dynamic. Those
It's
two,
true. You're right.
yeah, like it's like they're always bickering, and it's fun. It's funny though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
cute.
total ripoff, but it's funny. Yeah.
And Diesel and Brian, they're hanging out on the beach. Mia is still pregnant, and Elena is there. Diesel managed to steal Elena from The Rock.
Yeah, and he steals her, and he has obviously by Fast Five, he's over his very brief mourning period
But
of.
but wait,
Well, I know, right? But
there's Stinger.
right. Yes, I'm no fool now.
Yeah, you waited for it?
You're goddamn right, I did.
All right, mid-credits Stinger. Here she is, Eva Mendes, returning as Fuentes from Too Fast, Too Furious,
Yeah.
bringing The Rock a file. She says, you're going to want to see this. And he says, is it about Toretto? She says, no. He's like, I don't want to see it. She's like, you want to see this.
Uh-huh.
He opens it up. Boom. It's a picture taken only 1 week ago of Letty, Michelle Rodriguez, who has been dead since part 4. Is she alive? Boom. Get ready.
That's right.
And that's the end of the movie.
That's the end of the movie. And real quick, little factoid: you know who they wanted for the Rock role, right?
It was offered to someone other than The Rock?
You want me to just read this?
Yeah.
According to producer Vin Diesel, the role of Hobbs was
Producer Vin Diesel.
the role of Hobbs was originally developed with Tommy Lee Jones in mind.
Oh, sure, because Hobbs really basically is the Tommy Lee Jones character from The Fugitive.
Yes. However, when reading feedback on his Facebook page, Vin Diesel noted a fan stating a desire to see Vin Diesel and Johnson in a film together, so Diesel and Justin Lin then redesigned the role for The Rock.
Couldn't have, listen, whoever that fan is out there, God bless you.
Yeah.
Your family. And
Yet one more point to your point about The Rock being a cool guy. After that, it said Johnson wanted to work with Universal Studios, citing their support for him during his transition from wrestling to acting.
It's true. Universal produced the Mummy movies and Scorpion King, and I believe The Rundown, which was an early Rock vehicle as well, by Peter Berg.
So that's even cooler. He's like, yep, I want to give back to the people who made this possible.
He's the
even
best.
Even though they're all billionaires, he didn't care. That's not the point. He has a code. It's a healthy respect.
Universal is family to The Rock.
They're family.
Yeah.
They're family.
Family.
Yeah. All right. So, what are you giving it?
5.
Ooh. I'm going 4.
Okay.
It's a little too long, but it's okay.
It is 2 hours and 10 minutes, and I was expecting that to be a problem, but I never got bored. I will say that if you pay attention, since the second movie, Too Fast, Too Furious got 2 stars, Tokyo Drift 3, Fast and Furious 4, Fast 5.
Oh. Yeah, I think I've been around the 2 and 3 mark, and then I believe I gave Tokyo Drift and Fast and Furious the 4th one. I believe I gave them both 4, perhaps.
I think you might have given Fast and Furious 3.
I think you're
You're back
you're
at
right.
a 4 for Fast
I'm back
5.
at a 4. I'm back at a 4. My MVP is The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours too, obviously.
I mean, I was between a few people. I guess I'll go with The Rock because he is awesome. But I mean, everyone's so good.
It's true, but for me it was a special MVP because it was really like the first time I've encountered him, and he was so good, and he exceeded my expectations. So that was kind of very helpful in aiding me to give him the MVP.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your LVP?
Oh, that's got to be Reyes. the villain.
You know what? You're probably right. I was gonna go with Vince again, but Vince is better in this movie.
No, Vince is
yeah,
good.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, Reyes. That's fine.
So who is your MVP? Are you going with The Rock?
I'll go with The Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a superhero count. I got 2.
Oh, just 2. That's surprising.
Yeah.
The Rock has never played a superhero?
No, but after Shea
Oh,
Wiggum,
wait,
you better check
no.
me.
No, The Rock is going to play a superhero. He signed on to play Black Adam in the Shazam movie.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't look into his future career, but that's cool.
Yeah.
One is one of The Rock's DSS agent friends. I think it's the black guy named Wilkes. He's the one who gets killed, and The Rock's really annoyed.
Okay, yeah.
He played an extremist soldier in Iron Man 3.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, Fernando Chin.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of my favorite superhero counts of all time since we've been doing this. Elsa Pataki.
Yeah, Elena.
Elena was in Thor 2: The Dark World as a stand-in for Natalie Portman
Oh, God.
as Jane Foster.
That's great.
Yeah, and it didn't even say stunt double, so it leads me to believe that there were just some scenes where she wasn't available, so they just got this girl to stand in for her.
Yeah. So you're of course skipping Wonder Woman and Groot because we already covered that.
Yeah. We always I don't do what we already did. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Within the franchise, I don't go back. Yep.
All right. You ready to talk Fast and Furious 6?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Fast and Furious 6. It's Justin Lin and Chris Morgan back again. Now, this is Justin Lin's final Fast and Furious film.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Me too. I really hope that these next couple directors can pick up the slack.
Well, we've got James Wan. We know he can direct a film.
But we know he can direct a small horror film. Do we know that he can direct a giant fucking movie?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
No. And F. Gary Gray, we'll talk about him next week. But
he's workmanlike. I bet F. Gary Gray will be fine. As long as Chris Morgan's around, I think we're good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay,
so Fast and Furious 6 released May 24th, 2013. A big summer release now.
Yeah.
A massive budget, Henry, of $160 million. Didn't matter. Box office, biggest yet, $788.7 million.
We are in Marvel superhero territory here.
They're gigantic.
Yeah.
It was a big year at the box office, though, 2013, so it only came in at number 9.
Ooh.
A little bit better than the number 10 movie, Oz the Great and Powerful, which
Jesus.
I saw in theaters. Sam Raimi, he gets me every time.
Yeah.
And did slightly worse than The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Which
Yikes.
I will never see. I mean, yes, I will. We'll do it for the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do those. People will listen to that shit.
No, they will. They will. There's other things that people will listen to, hopefully, many times before that.
Okay, good.
We've got, remember, folks, if you're ever wondering, we've still got we got a lot of big stuff to cover. We got Batman. I'm sure everyone's going to be very interested in that. We've got Ocean's 11.
We got the G-Busters.
We've got the G-Busters. We've got Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
At some point, where we will have a female guest.
We have mucho horror films.
Coming up real soon.
Yeah.
Where we also have a special guest.
But we have so many. We got to pick it up with horror. There are so many franchises.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be on horror for
5 weeks. Yeah.
5 weeks. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your top 10 films of the great year of 2013?
Okay.
Back when the world still made sense.
Yeah. Amen. Number 10. Inside Llewyn Davis.
Llewyn Davis.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. It's been a long time since I said that movie's name. Inside Llewyn Davis. Llewellyn. Yeah.
That's an honorable mention for me. I have a lot of honorable mentions this year.
Oh, I don't have any So I should, but I
Let
did this.
me run through them real quick. These are my
Sure.
honorable mentions. Mud,
Excellent.
Michael Bay's Pain and Gain,
Ugh.
This Is the End.
Was that the Seth Rogen thing?
Yep, love that
Yeah,
movie.
it was all right.
I will say Edgar Wright's The World's End.
Didn't see it.
Woody Allen's Blue Jasmine.
No thanks.
Nicole Holofcener's Enough Said.
That was fun.
And the movie that I enjoyed a lot, Captain Phillips.
That was very fun.
Yeah, okay. But my number 10, what did you say your number 10?
Yeah, inside
Llewyn Davis.
Llewyn
Davis. Yeah, that's Cohen's.
The
My
Coen.
number 10 is Prisoners.
Excellent film.
Mm.
Yeah. My number 9 is Upstream Color.
I didn't see that.
You really should.
My number
And for our listeners, that's by the guy who directed Primer.
I didn't see that either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is that a
No.
Tom Jane movie?
No, Shane Carruth is the writer, director, actor, editor, everything.
Okay.
On both those.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah.
My number 9 is Alexander Payne's Nebraska.
Oh, that must have been in my honorable mentions. I don't have them written. Yeah, for sure. Number 8, Fruitvale Station.
My number 8 is what's that fellow's name? Derek Cianfrance's The Place Beyond the Pines.
One of my faves.
Mm-hmm.
My number 7, What Maisie Knew.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw that on the list, and I knew it would be on yours.
Yeah, it's a great movie, great child performance, a rarity. Yeah,
My number 7 is Fruitvale Station.
excellent.
Yeah.
My number 6, I believe a movie you didn't either see or give a shit about, or I could be wrong. All Is Lost.
I saw it.
Oh,
I just didn't like it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I was right on one of those fronts.
Yeah. My number 6 is Short Term 12.
Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. Number 5, Gravity.
Not on my list. My number 5 is Richard Linklater's Before Midnight, another franchise that we should cover.
Excellent movie. Yes. I will say this was a list I made at the time and did not alter. Yours, you did just make up, right? Because you hadn't.
Correct. But I
Okay.
definitely had most of these on my list.
Yeah, because I would have probably moved around a few things. Short Term 12 and Before Midnight would have probably made my list. All right. Number 4, Prisoners.
Ah, very high. I like that. My number 4 is, that's right, the only good Martin Scorsese movie of the last 20 years. The Wolf. I fucked up. 15 years.
That's not-
15 years. 15 years.
That's not 2013.
What are you talking about?
That's 2014.
The Wolf of Wall Street?
I'm almost positive.
That's 2013.
Are you sure?
I'm currently looking it up.
All right, check the wide release, not the, we don't
Listen to you. What?
Well, that's-
we count Oscar qualifying releases.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm following kind of what we agree. We don't do the Sundance or the Toronto Film Festival.
No.
release.
I'm not talking film festival releases.
All right, if it's 2013 then fine. Yeah.
Hang on. We're looking it up. Wolf of Wall Street was released in the United States on Christmas Day, 2013.
Just snuck it in there.
Under the wire. That's my number 4.
All right. My number 3 is The Place Beyond the Pines.
Okay. My number 3 is Noah Baumbach's Francis Ha.
Great movie.
Is that Noah Baumbach?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good year.
Great year. Yeah.
Boy. My number 2 is a movie you hate and I love.
Okay.
Out of the Furnace.
Oh, yeah, man. I saw that movie only because at the time Henry put it at number 2 on his list.
Yeah.
And that is a supremely skippable film.
I love that movie.
Nothing to see here.
I highly recommend it. Great performances from everyone. Casey Affleck, the late and great Sam Shepard, Christian Bale, Forrest Whitaker, Woody Harrelson, Willem Dafoe. It's great.
Yeah, no one's arguing the cast isn't great.
Okay.
No, it's just a
All right.
boring, bad movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your number 2 of that year?
My number 2 is Steve McQueen's 12 Years a Slave.
And the number 1 movie on Henry's 2013 top 10 list is 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah. My number 1, not on your list. Spike Jonze's Her.
Yeah, I had mixed feelings about that. I liked it when I saw it, but I never had a desire to see it again, and it didn't make my top 10.
I love that movie with all my heart and soul.
Yeah.
Henry, someone chopping down a tree in your front yard?
Yeah, some asshole has a fucking chainsaw and is doing some roof work. I'm sorry about that. I can make a quick adjustment if you want to. I can go. I can fully close the garage if you'd like me to.
No. Let's talk.
Okay.
Fast and Furious 6.
So it's not that bad, is it?
No, it's not too bad.
Okay.
All right. So, Fast and Furious 6 opens on our whole cast is rich and happy, baby.
Yep. No reason to do any more crimes.
Nope. Tyrese has a private plane that says it's Roman bitches on the side.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. But here he is, Vin Diesel. He's in his private penthouse with Elsa Pataki, Elena. And who shows up? That's right. Here he is, The Rock.
Yep.
And I love it. And so he lets Vin Diesel know that Letty is alive. Awkward. Elena's right there.
The Rock not showing much discretion, but he does wait for him to step outside. He doesn't come into the bedroom, which was nice.
Yeah. So he takes off and decides that he needs to find Letty. Letty is working with a fella named Shaw.
Yeah.
Who's a pretty wooden white guy British villain.
Yeah, man.
He does cool shit. Like, the stuff he does, like his cars and his crew and shit are awesome.
Yep.
But he himself is pretty boring. He's my LVP of the movie.
Me too.
I think he's worse than
Don't say Sean Roberts.
I think no. No one's worse than Sean Roberts.
Okay, good.
That's Wesker from Resident Evil. If you listen to those episodes,
Yes.
No, he's worse than Reyes from 5.
Yes, I agree because it's more squandered than Reyes because the guy has opportunities to be a good villain. It's just not a great actor.
Yeah.
He's just totally wooden. And I'm thinking your boy, Dougray Scott could have done it.
No, that would have been boring too.
Oh, he could have done better.
This guy comes from the Dougray Scott School of Acting. That school was also attended by Gerard Butler. And
what's the name of that school of acting?
The Plank of Wood School.
That's funny you said that. I was going to say something with plank in it. Yeah. All right. Great minds. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Vin is in.
But The Rock wants him. He doesn't just want Vin.
No.
He wants Vin to reassemble his entire team from Fast 5. So everyone's back.
Everyone.
Yep. And, they all get back together, and what The Rock is offering them is full pardons.
Oh, yeah.
If they catch Shaw, they're all off the hook. They can come back to America and live as normies, and they get to keep all that money.
Right. We should mention that they are still fugitives because even at the end of the movie, when they make their peace with The Rock, they are not pardoned. They're still living in exile. So, yeah.
The Rock shows up and to Vin Diesel, and he's like, "You were pretty easy to find." accident.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Diesel, of course, because nothing doesn't go according to Diesel's plans, is he just goes, I wasn't hiding.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That reminds me of in the very first movie when, Vin Diesel ain't his character, Toretto's not great at hiding. As we learned in the first movie when he parks his car
Oh, yeah.
in a parking lot, and I called him out for just walking down the street with a jacket.
That
And
seems like such a long time ago.
It really does.
The Dom Toretto of these movies, like of Fast 5 and Fast and Furious 6, isn't afraid of cops.
No, it's true. He's come a long way. Well, he's 12 years later in our years, and in the movies years, I really don't know. I lost track. I can't.
I think
really
he's 12
tell.
years younger.
Doesn't age this guy.
No.
I'll say that. Jesus.
He does age. I mean, like everyone's.
think?
I think everyone's looking a little older in Fast and
Really?
Furious 6.
Little more
A
weathered.
little more weathered. They're still in great shape, but
Right.
I mean, the only one that hasn't aged is Han.
Right.
And
Yeah, he doesn't look much different. Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Okay, so they agree to take down this Shaw fella for The Rock, and they're working with the DSS, I guess,
Uh-huh.
and that's what they're doing in this movie. That's the movie. The first time they see Letty shoots Vin Diesel. We find out she has amnesia.
Yeah. Shoots him with a second of hesitation, a non-fatal shot to the chest, which I loved.
Yeah.
It's not like she hesitated and was like, okay, I'll shoot him in the leg so at least I can say I shot him. It's like, no, I'll still shoot him in the chest.
Yeah. And
Dom has
Diesel
no
just takes
problem.
It. He just takes
no
it.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem recovering. And as far as I could tell, repairs himself.
Yeah, he pulls the bullet out of him.
Not even a sequence of like the scene you always get. You even get it in fucking comic books where someone gets shot and you got a team of people or at least one person working on them to extract the bullet and, sanitize the wound.
No, Diesel's just concerned for Letty.
He's good. He's fine.
Yeah.
Because you know why, though? The other reason is the bullet itself, when it hit his body, it became family.
Oh, the Bullet family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's family.
That's
Family.
true.
Yeah. The bullet has a dinner place setting at the barbecue.
So, yeah, the barbecue after church. And so Brian wants to find out what happened. How is Letty alive? And the only way he can do that is get himself into the jail that is housing Braga, John Ortiz.
Which brings back a welcome face, Shea Wiggum.
Shea Wiggum's back. I have a note here, Henry.
Yep.
This is my note. Shea Wiggum is back. Did Henry just come?
/ forget to count him in superhero.
But did you?
I did like a little bit. It was like the pre thing.
Oh, you got pre-cum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I liked that they treated his face being smashed against the wall in a. They didn't like disregard that. That's
no,
now become.
it's actually a
become gag.
callback. It's a callback joke.
And I like that.
Yeah.
It excuses kind of the ridiculousness of it happening the first time.
Yeah.
So
Paul Walker breaks his nose, and Shea Wiggum goes again.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
funny.
It
Very
made me
funny.
laugh too.
Yeah.
And part of why that made me laugh is I've developed such an affection for this franchise that anytime there's a callback, I'm in.
Now, did you have an orgasm just right when the title credits came on for FNF6?
It was close.
I was going to say, it seems like
When we saw that,
you had a Sting type orgasm.
The
It
movie-
lasted for 2 hours.
yeah, the movie
Tantrum.
opened with Diesel and Brian racing, and I did say out loud, already awesome.
Right. Yeah. We get a nice, quick, over the credits recap.
Yeah, it's definitely previously on Fast and Furious.
And I got to tell you, that is one of my favorite things. If I ever do have to sit through a previously on, I like it on the opening credits because you get it out of the way, you get the credits going. It kills two birds with one stone. Best way to do it.
It's true. It's not
In my
like Friday
opinion.
the 13th, which would do a full opening credits sequence
Right.
followed by 7 minutes of previously on Friday the 13th.
Exactly. Or a long explanation about what happened prior, like in Resident Evil, which I love, but, just right through. Actually, one of my favorites of that, because it just had balls to do it in the first place, was in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. Was the entire opening credits just tell how he becomes the Incredible Hulk. Done. Boom.
That's what you want.
Origin story of the Incredible Hulk. Done in the opening credits. Yeah, great. Anyway.
Yeah, because you don't need to say the origin story of a superhero in every issue of a comic book. That's why they have that little blurb at the top of the comic that says, like, Peter Parker, bitten by a radioactive spider, now he's Spider-Man. Boom, get in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's done here and done well.
Yeah. This brings us to our... I mean, what else do you have to say? There's so much to talk about.
Well, I think this is Tyrese's best performance and the best way it was written for him. The best script he's had. I think he's got a lot of great lines. He's kind of the dummy. He's
Here's what we're doing now. We're giving
the butt of a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're giving everyone their own little niche.
Right.
Niche. And Tyrese is the comic relief, which is hilarious because he's like a fucking sexy R&B singer.
And in two, he wasn't really comic relief.
No.
I mean,
he was more of a tough guy, rebel without a cause.
Right.
And Ludacris is now the tech guy. I don't know when that happened, but now Ludacris is always behind a computer screen being a genius.
Yeah, of the whole ensemble, I still liked him, but he was a little humorless for my taste. They took away kind of what was funny about him in the other movies.
It's true. He was really good in Fast 5, I thought, and he didn't get enough to do in this one. I hope that changes.
He's just kind of a dour, wisecracking techie.
Yeah.
And it's a little odd, but I like when Tyrese. They also give Tyrese he's the cheap one of the millionaires in the club. He asks for money for the vending machine, and The Rock is tired of being interrupted and just shoots the vending machine open.
Yeah, everything's free on the house. He says. Yeah. It's great, fucking great.
The car chase with Shaw in that kind of Batmobile-esque thing.
Yeah, it's like he's got sort of an adamantium race car.
Yeah. Lots of deaths.
Yeah. It's great.
Standout action sequences for me were when The Rock jumps from his moving vehicle from a elevated bridge right on to Shaw's car.
His Batmobile.
My God.
There's a lot of jumping between vehicles in this movie.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
And in the last one. But
I would like to talk about the tank chase.
Sure.
So it turns out Shaw has a tank.
Yeah.
And there's like a chase on a freeway with this fucking tank, and it's unbelievable. The whole sequence is great. Tyrese is great during that sequence too. And and that ends with like Vin Diesel, like Letty is on top of the tank because she's with Shaw still. And the tank sort of stops short. Letty goes flying. Vin Diesel jumps out of his car, flies through the air like a bird, and catches Letty. They land on a car, and neither of them has a scratch on them.
Nope. No. They are fine.
It's incredible.
And whatever she suffered from the car wreck that she got the amnesia from, I would think she would now have double amnesia, sort of a Marty McFly scenario going on here. But no.
Or it could like pop her back, like the memory could return. But no. But she does sort of periodically like remember stuff. There's that very genuinely sexy scene, I thought, where Vin Diesel is telling her about all her scars.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was really sweet.
What is this? The 10th time we've covered a movie that has scar comparisons.
Yeah. So Jaws and Lethal Weapon 2, 3. It's 3.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
We're forgetting something too. I think.
We are. I mean, we've talked about the Chasing Amy sex scars scene.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
But that's what's going on, and
I like Michelle Rodriguez's performance in this.
she's great. She's great. Happy to have her
than
back.
any of the other ones. Yeah, better than any of the other ones.
And better than Resident Evil.
I agree. I think it's also might have to really do with the writing because she's given a lot.
Chris Morgan, baby.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's true. She's given more dynamic, and she's able to play a character with a little bit more going on upstairs. So
Fast and Furious 6 is peak Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And Vin Diesel's also telling her about, like, your car says a lot about you, you know.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, you know, I could probably beat Vin Diesel because he wouldn't know how to read me because I've never had a car. But he says, he points to a car and he goes, V8 never could resist American muscle. Oh, baby! Talking about himself. Love it. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Shaw, the villain, he has a long monologue halfway through this movie about how Vin Diesel isn't going to be able to catch him because he's got a weakness.
Yeah.
And it's that he cares about family. And I'm like, Shaw, at this point, has become the ultimate Fast and the Furious villain because he thinks family is a weakness.
You don't fuck with family.
Yeah. He fucks with family.
He fucks with family. And I didn't see that coming. Did you see that coming? The twist with that?
You mean the heel turn?
Well, that I didn't see either from Gina Carano, who we didn't mention.
Yeah, Gina Carano is The Rock's new second in command because Elena is off boning Vin Diesel. Right. And she's an MMA fighter in real life.
Yeah.
And
I saw her in Haywire. That's what I saw.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So she has a lot of hand-to-hand combat in this movie. There's a lot of hand-to-hand combat in this movie because
my favorite scene in the entire movie is everything that takes place in the London Underground.
That is awesome. Yeah, Gina Carano has a killer fight with Michelle Rodriguez, and because
go ahead.
What else? What's the other fight that's happening?
It's Han and Tyrese fighting one of Shaw's henchmen, and
yes,
one of the reasons I love that fight was because it's not realistic in that everyone would be dead, but it was realistic in that it shows that Tyrese and Han, they don't have any idea how to fight because they're cars. If they're not in a car, I mean, their ability to fight is nil, and that is totally,
never let them get in a car.
And that's totally written perfectly. They're totally out of their fish out of water trying to hand-to-hand combat with this guy, and they get their asses kicked.
It's great. And
it's hilarious, and they know it. And at the end of it, Tyrese looks at Han and said, "Nobody has to ever know about this."
Yeah.
It's great.
But it's not totally treated as a joke. It's treated like these guys are just out of their element, and it's great.
Right.
But The Rock has some hand-to-hand fight scenes in this movie, too, which I enjoyed. Because, look, The Rock fake fought for a living. So let him fake fight on theater, in the theater. I love it. So, I mean, he has that one fight with one of Shaw's henchmen in, like, what's it called? An interrogation room?
Oh, yeah, not much of a fight.
He's just kicking the shit out of this guy.
Yeah, a beatdown.
I mean, it was such a beatdown. I was expecting him to rock bottom this guy. I was expecting him to people's elbow this guy. We do see The Rock at one point in this movie clothesline someone that's like on top of someone's shoulders.
I knew that was no coincidence.
It was baller.
Yeah. We didn't even mention in Fast 5, he fights Vin Diesel.
Yeah, and that's great.
And he loses, which isn't very believable, but that's okay.
Yeah, speaking of baller, at one point in this movie, I really enjoyed, and this, The Rock's on a TV show now called Ballers,
mm-hmm.
And at one point in this movie, someone says to Hobbs, "Clearly, you're not a baller," And this is
Oh.
before Ballers came out.
That's right.
And I was like, man, did The Rock take that role just to fuck with this guy?
the effete Englishman.
Yeah. When he was going to steal cars with Ludacris. That was a nice Ludacris scene.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
There's so much that I love. So the movie ends, the final sequence, it turns out that Shaw has a jumbo jet.
And the heel turn that I didn't see coming is that Gina Carano is on his side.
Yeah,
He's a bad guy.
So they're going to take off in this jumbo jet. But
with a chip that will called Nightshade, and it will black out or destroy like a country.
And just to add to the stakes, Shaw has Mia in his possession.
That's what I was getting to when I said I didn't see that coming.
Oh, right.
When he threatened family, I forgot about her. They did a good job of dropping her, and then I was like, oh, shit.
They did do a good job of dropping her, but I really like Mia, and I thought she was especially good in 4 and 5, and so I could have used more Mia in this movie.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I just meant I didn't see her. I didn't see that coming as her being held hostage. I didn't see that. Yeah.
Yes. So they take out Gina Carano pretty quick. Letty, who is now with Diesel and the gang, harpoons her out of a plane.
Deadpool style, am I right?
I've only seen it once. I don't remember.
We covered it on the show. That's how Dirty Harry kills the bad guy. In,
oh, the Deadpool. Of course. Yeah.
Not Deadpool that Gina Carano is in.
Yeah, right.
Dirty Harry and the Deadpool. He harpoons the villain at the end.
That's right. So it's a big sequence. All of them are in cars, and they attach their cars to the plane. They take the plane down by force of cars.
Which was beyond physically absurd. Which is what I love. It gets more and more and more defying of gravity as the movie goes on, and it's great.
It's what I want.
Yep.
During this sequence, we say goodbye to a member of our gang.
Yeah, technically we sort of say goodbye to 2 of them, but I was sad.
I was stunned and very sad.
That was very sad. Yeah, we lose Wonder Woman. She sacrifices herself for Han.
Yeah.
And that was very. And his pain is palpable.
Yeah. Well, because that actor's great. What's his name?
Yeah. Sung Kang.
Love him.
Yeah.
So Gal Gadot's out of there. They take the plane down. Shaw's dead, or does he get away?
Well, I mean, if he survived what happens to him, that would be pretty impressive.
Vin Diesel does. The fucking plane collapses on Vin Diesel, and he just walks out of the fire.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a couple singe marks on his shirt.
That's about. Yeah, I mean, I didn't check ahead for 7 and 8, but I'd be surprised if Shaw came back. I hope he doesn't. I hope he did die.
No, I think we're finally going to get a good villain in 7.
Are we?
If I may take us to our stinger.
Okay. Oh, yes. Right. Go ahead.
So The Rock asks them what they want for helping with this. He's willing to offer money in addition to their freedom. But he says, give me a number. And Vin Diesel says 1327.
I knew what that was away.
Me too. It's the address of the old Toretto house back in L.A.
Yeah.
And so they're all back there having a sweet, sweet barbecue. Dom is with Letty. Elena seems totally fine with that.
Yeah, that's really cool. Woo.
But Elena's back with The Rock, which I like, so hopefully she'll still be a character.
Well, she's back with The Rock, but she's not romantic with him.
No. But I mean, the fact that she's working with The Rock, and I know that The Rock is in 7 and 8, hopefully she'll still be with the character.
I didn't look ahead. I didn't even know that. I'm really wanting the surprise, so.
Okay.
Elena takes it pretty well. Just gives up her man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She understands.
She understands. Man, Vin has got some understanding women.
He does well because he's a magnetic guy.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy. All he cares about is family, and I think Elena understands that Letty is family.
Letty's family.
Yeah,
She's family.
she's family. So we get a stinger. It's a cut down sequence of the chase from Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
And Han once again gets T-boned by a car.
Yeah.
But it turns out it had nothing to do with the DK gang from Tokyo Drift.
Well, we don't know that yet, but
Right, true.
yeah.
Jason Statham walks out of the
Yeah.
car. He is the man who killed Han, and it seems that he was intending to kill Han.
Yes, sir.
And he takes out his phone, calls Dom somehow, and says, "You don't know me yet, but you're about to."
Uh-oh.
Oh, baby! Statham!
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Good stinger.
So that's it. Our new villain is going to be Chef Chelios.
It's going to be Turkish.
Turkish. My parents call me Turkish.
Yeah.
All right. And that's Fast and Furious 6.
Yes, sir.
A couple things that I skipped in my notes that made me laugh. Very quickly, I enjoyed Rita Ora presenting the Letty Dom drag race. British pop star Rita Ora.
Yeah, which I only knew when I had to do my superhero count. Yeah.
Rita Ora is in a superhero thing?
No, but I click on everybody involved,
Oh,
so
okay.
I have to check.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I did love the moment when The Rock is calling Ludacris on his cell phone, and we see that Hobbs is in Ludacris's phone as Samoan Thor.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
I meant to make a note of that, but I was too lazy.
was
So I'm
great.
glad you did. Yeah, it was great. Excuse me.
Fast and Furious 6, Henry.
Well, I had written 4 stars, but you're getting me to think maybe I should go 5.
All right, I'm going 4 on this one.
You are?
I didn't like it quite as much as Fast 5.
I liked it more.
Okay.
I thought it was better paced, and I liked the story more. Fuck it, I'll go 5.
5 stars
From Henry Papali.
for Fast and Furious 6.
Yep. Well, your 5 was for 5, right?
Right.
So we've each given one of these now 5. That was an adjustment. I'm making it on the fly here because I had written 4, but fuck it. It's a great action movie. There's nothing really wrong with it. Why not give it the 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your MVP?
I have a tie in my MVP.
Okay.
Tyrese and Han.
Look at you. I like your choices because I'm gonna pick someone, but I was between 2 people for MVP, and they're neither of those people.
Oh.
I
That's how
almost
good this movie
I
is.
almost gave Han MVP in Fast 5. I just love Han.
Me too.
But he's dead now, sadly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give MVP to Michelle Rodriguez.
Good call.
Yeah, but
That's a good call.
But I was close to Vin again.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Vin was great in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he was. Yeah. Well, we still have 2 more movies to go, so
Yeah.
oftentimes I'm thinking about, well, I'm going to have the opportunity to do this again. But
Sure, Han's dead. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, if I recall correctly, it was a few nights ago, but I might have written Tyrese first, and because then I have a slash next to his name, and I might have written Han in after I realized that was it.
Oh, that's nice. You were melancholy over Han's death.
Yeah.
I'm extra melancholy over Gal Gadot's death. I was starting to really love Giselle as a character.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see her go. And she has a lovely death scene. It's really
Yes.
really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
She
Just kinda
fades into the mist.
Yeah, she lets go, and that's it.
And, by the way, fucking shoots a guy in the head as she's dying, which is great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Midair. Shoots
Midair.
him while she's falling.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. So it's a great movie. Who's your LVP?
Oh, that would be Shaw.
Shaw, of course. Okay. All right. Next week, Fury.
Oh, wait.
What?
Two superheroes.
Oh, okay.
Gina Carano,
Deadpool.
Deadpool. She plays Angel Dust.
Sure.
And another one I really liked. I was proud of myself. I recognized him. I don't know how to say his last name. I'll give it my best shot. David Ajala played one of Shaw's henchmen named Ivory, and he gets killed, and they even mention his name. Ivory was dead, and that's when Shaw doesn't care, and Michelle Rodriguez realizes he doesn't treat people like family.
He doesn't care about family.
No. That actor was in The Dark Knight. As one of the Joker's henchmen. He's credited as the bounty hunter in that, but I recognized him as being one of the guys in The Dark Knight who brings back somebody in a garbage bag for the Joker.
Okay. So, Henry will always recognize a Nolan Batman actor.
It seems to happen a lot in this series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so next week, Furious 7, Jason Statham, James Wan now directing. And The Fate of the Furious from the great year of I almost said the great year of 2017, the horrible year of 2017.
We already gave our so far list, so I don't know if we need to do that.
No, let's not. Let's skip it.
But what year did 7 come out?
7, you may recall, was meant to be released in 2014. But was released in 2015 because Paul Walker died.
Oh,
I think that's right.
Okay.
Paul Walker died during the making of Furious 7.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna be dealing with the end of a really important character soon.
Yeah.
Brian.
Sure. Yeah.
And we're gonna hear that song a lot that they made for Furious 7 that almost got an Oscar nomination. What was it? See You Again.
Oh boy.
I like that song.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know that song?
I've heard it.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what's a great line from that song?
What?
How can we not talk about family when family's all that we've got?
Oh, Lordy. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. So next week, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious.